and welcome back once again to For You Page, your favorite podcast. I have with me once again Jacki Jing from Yes the Thing.
Hi.
How are you doing today, Jacki?
I'm good. Mercury retrograde is hitting me like a train.
That's what's been going on with me.
Yeah, no, seriously, like it's just like
It's been a rough couple months.
Everything, yeah, exactly. But you're gonna cheer me up. What are we talking about?
Okay, so the first thing that we can do to cheer you up, because
Yeah.
most of this is actually kind of things that I've learned recently. Some of it's not that cheerful, to be honest. But the first thing is the meme. So let's watch this meme.
Happy meme, I'm here for it.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar
Yeah.
with this scene.
Maybe.
The chess scene in the first movie.
I think so. I'm not like a Harry Potter diehard, but I think I'd know it.
So it kind of went viral a while ago because people were copying it and sounding different, and now I can't unhear the way that it sounds. So, like, that's what this person's making a joke of. So I think they're just playing the scene, but.
You're free to check the king. No. Ron, no! What is it? He's going to sacrifice himself.
Can you hear it?
You can't. There must be another way.
Doesn't it sound different?
You want to stop Snape from getting that stone or not? Harry, it's you that has to go on. I know it. Not me, not Hermione, you.
I
Not
mean,
me,
I
not
don't
Hermione.
remember it sounding that. That was hilarious. Were they just like,
It's the way that. I think it's this one. Yo.
Once I make my move, then you're free to check the king.
Okay, well, this isn't the original.
No. Ron, no! What is it?
Yeah, this whole
Going to
scene is
sacrifice
ridiculous.
himself.
Isn't it?
No, you can't. There must be another way.
It's
Like, they're just child actors, you know what I mean? And they're, like, doing the most, you know what I mean? And so it's just, like, really cute. And they're just, like, so enthusiastic, so it's funny. It was really, really cute.
It's definitely an iconic, gotta quote this type scene.
Yeah.
He's going to sacrifice himself. I do that a lot, actually. And I don't
They're
even like
cute.
Harry Potter that much. Do you like
That was
Harry Potter?
funny. I like Harry Potter. I think all the quizzes say I'm part Gryffindor, part Slytherin.
I am Slytherin Ravenclaw.
Interesting. We're both hybrids.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that.
I always get Ravenclaw or Slytherin on the answers. I think it honestly depends on what I'm valuing more at that time of my life. Like when I was in school, I would get Ravenclaw a lot more. But now that I'm like in a career and like more focused on my goals, I get Slytherin a lot more.
That makes sense, yeah.
Because I do really value like knowledge. It's like my ultimate value.
Yeah.
Knowledge is Ravenclaw and ambition is Slytherin. But like my life goal is to always just be getting better.
What's
so that's
Gryffindor
ambition.
again? Just being courageous?
It's bravery.
Yeah, I don't know. I usually get Gryffindor and Slytherin.
And then
so.
Hufflepuff is loyalty. Guess I'm not loyal.
I know, it's like you both don't get Hufflepuff, but okay.
Okay, so let's watch this video I saw recently that helped me explain or helped me understand, honestly, a lot about the older generations. What year were you born?
I was born in 87.
Okay, so you're safe from this.
Okay.
So it's
Is it like boomer status?
Wait, I already brought it up. Yes.
Okay.
Lead poisoning. I need you guys to remember that every American before the 1980s was exposed to an inordinate amount of lead. Things are getting so much worse in this country that it's becoming impossible to ignore. This week alone, multiple teenagers were killed for no reason because they went to the wrong door or pulled into the wrong driveway or got into the wrong car in a parking lot.
What?
None of which are reasons to shoot someone. And we can talk about the gun culture, we can talk about Republican politics,
Older
and we can talk
generations
about
are
just
kinda
how
just
everything's
going
getting
crazy.
worse. But you have to remember that all of the people doing the shooting fit the profile of someone who has lead poisoning. It makes you more irritable, it makes you less empathetic, it lowers your IQ, and it gets worse over time. There was lead in the paint, there was lead in the pipes, there was lead in the gas. They put lead everywhere. They basically injected it into their own brains. And now they're aging and they're getting so much worse because American food isn't particularly nutritious and these folks aren't exercise focused. And when you don't exercise your mind and you don't give it nutrition and you pump it full of lead, you basically don't have a brain anymore.
You just need to
So you
copy
take
that
this
line
brain
right
that
there.
You punched holes into with lead and you sit it
just
in
don't
an
have a
easy
brain
chair
anymore.
where it never moves and you shove
You don't take care of your body, you don't take care of your
processed
mind,
foods in it all
and you just
day
accept
and just pump
everything that's coming to
propaganda
you,
from the
you're going to be
television
poisoned.
or the Facebook feed. It's just, you're under
So
attack,
true.
your country's under attack, they're coming for your children. And all that's just glazing over this brain full of holes. Is it any wonder that things are getting so much worse? Anyone who's ever had a loved one afflicted by Alzheimer's knows how horrifying it is to watch them lose their sense of self. This is happening to all the boomers because they're full of lead. The guns are obviously
Kinda
the
sad.
problem,
Yeah, it is
as
really
are the
sad.
Republican politics. But we've had guns and propaganda in America for a really long time. And while things have never been great, they certainly haven't gotten to this level of absurd. So that's why I think that the real underlying factor here is that our huge chunk of the population has had their brains destroyed. I hear it constantly. I don't know my
It kind of
parents
was like a
anymore.
revolutionary
After the
epiphany
2016
type moment
election,
when I
it's like
watched
they
this.
changed.
Like, that makes
And
so
I don't
much
think
sense.
it was just the politics. I think they're more susceptible to propaganda now. I think they're more susceptible to cruelty and anger and vitriol. I think they're physically incapable of recognizing what they're doing. This absolves no blame, none whatsoever. I'm just giving an underlying cause.
That's interesting.
Also, racism and bigotry and misogyny and all that stuff. We stuff we know. But that all comes from the brain. And their brains don't work.
Yeah, it's like interesting to think about how much more accepting and just like better at being a human being the younger generations are than the older ones. And the fact that they, at least in America, probably all have lead poisoning is such like a real probably reason.
Honestly, for me, it's more like the lack of exercise, the lack of nutrition. Those are like, there's studies that link that to brain degeneration. I undoubtedly think that unfortunately their brains are not being stimulated the way that it needs to be, you know? And honestly, the anger, it's years of repression. Like, I actually messaged you about this because, you know, my millennial friend and I were talking about how much we admire your generation because you all are vocal about how you feel. You speak your truth way more than we ever did. You guys talk about mental health. Like, that was considered a weakness. Like, you did not go to therapy unless you were insane. You know, that was what we used to think when we were younger. And I'm 36, so imagine my parents and generations older than me. Like, there's so much repressed anger. And so, yeah, and depression too. So then you're like, okay, well, why aren't they eating better? Why aren't they exercising? They're depressed and they're angry. And then not working out and not eating better is making them more depressed and angry.
Eating the processed food that America gives you. Like, have you heard that about people going to Europe and eating like the same diet and losing weight?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Our food is awful here.
Absolutely horrible. I hate processed foods. I try so hard to eat good, but it's just
It's tough
just
because
so
they're
hard.
addictive. They're truly addictive. You know what I mean?
And it's just so readily available. Like, it's so hard to just, like, sit down and, like, cook a meal with, like, real vegetables, especially if you hate cooking like I do. So I'd rather just, like, order out, but then, like, I order out and I get all the bad stuff, all the processed stuff in it, you know?
Yeah, and there's tons of I mean, I'm not a great cook. I order food all the time, and it's like the same thing. It's like you try to eat healthy, and then there's just all these chemicals and stuff in there. It's brutal. I mean,
And then exercise too, like I've been lacking in exercise. Like, I haven't gone to the gym regularly since last summer, and I can tell. Not only physically have like my muscles are just not as good, but like I've just been more depressed. I've just like felt unhealthy. I've been like more like tired. Just like everything about me just like doesn't feel as good as what it did when I was working out all the time. Though I hate working out, I have to figure out a new routine that I actually enjoy doing to get back into it, and that's what I'm doing
Yoga.
right now. I love yoga, and that was what I was gonna say. Yoga and ab workouts. That's what I've got.
yeah.
So
I mean, that's better. I think it's like you're at least doing a little bit. These older people are doing nothing.
I'm just saying though, like as an example, like
Yeah.
just seeing myself, knowing myself from a year ago versus now, and how different I feel. Like I can only imagine how different these like older people who don't. I'm not saying that every old person doesn't exercise and doesn't eat right
Yeah.
and stuff, because there definitely are. Like my partner's dad is like in his 70s, and he's like one of the healthiest people I've ever met. He seems great. But there's like tons of boomers, tons of old people that are just cranky and mean, and all they do is wake up in the morning, they do their errands, and they go home, and they just like sit and they watch the TV, you know, or they don't really do much. And what's also sad is that the society isn't taking care of our old people too. Like, we're just
100%.
kind of ignoring our old people and just letting them get old.
Yeah.
And that's sad to think about because we're going to get old. And, like, is that just what's going to happen to us? Not me. I'm going to go young. But,
Oh my gosh, stop. Don't ever say that. No. We want you for a long time. I mean,
don't want to be an old person.
The big thing is it's repression leads to depression and aggression, which leads to a whole bunch of other stuff, you know? But, yeah, I mean, it's really scary. Like, my dad is getting older, my mom, and their lifestyle, sometimes I'm just like, it's also, they're their own person. So, like, I can't force them to eat better or take care of themselves. My mom is actually, like, eats super healthy and works out all the time, but recently tore her meniscus because she was doing it too hard. And that's why I was like, oh my gosh, like, you got to realize you're 70.
You have to take care of
yoga,
yourself.
like take care of your body better. And
Yeah.
then my dad's trying to now. It's just tough because they're their own people and it's their journey. I think the best thing, the whole thing I want to get out of this conversation is like Gen Z is doing it right.
Yes.
Like you all are speaking your truth. You care about your mental health, your physical health. Like my generation isn't even far from y'all, and we compromised our mental and physical health for work.
We're the
for
next
all
generation.
this other stuff.
And
Yeah.
it's like, what, like 10, 15 year difference between my generation and yours. And it's like
A huge difference.
a huge difference. Because I also remember when I was a kid and people went to mental health like institutes and you get hospitalized for being crazy, it was like a serious thing. It was like you were insane, like you had like a problem. That was just when I was a kid. And like just the change between like when I was like 7, 8 years old until now, so like 15 years.
Yeah.
And then it's hard for when you're like already established in your ways, it's hard for you to accept change. So like it's easy for me as like developing young and like my most developmental years to like get used to the idea that mental health is okay, because it was like coming up on being okay when I was in college.
Yeah.
Really.
I'm so happy for y'all. Like, you've no idea how many unhealed people I know who are millennials and boomers. You know what I mean? And I just know, like, I'm
Just
scared.
take it out on all of their surroundings too, I bet.
And I feel bad because I'm like, you can change. You have to rewire your brain, right? Like, because you're talking about, hey, these ideas were already built into me. Like, these ideas weren't built into us. So we have to rewire our brains.
Yeah.
But rewiring your brain requires a lot of effort. It requires therapy. It requires changing your diet. It requires working on your body. It requires so much. I feel so blessed for y'all that y'all already have exposure to that. You know?
My only like recommendation, I guess, for people if they want to try to change and like want to like have more of an open mind and like get healthier and better is genuinely try taking psychedelics,
Yeah.
because it can really open your mind and really change
I've
how
heard
you
great
think.
things about
You
it,
can-
yeah.
Yeah, I really think it's like such a healing agent. It just heals people and can change your life.
I haven't done it, but I can say that it's all these studies coming out about mushrooms, psychedelics, even weed. You know, it's just like, I mean, that's a whole nother
natural
debate.
drugs,
Yes,
kinda
yeah.
what I call it. Like,
yeah, definitely.
Earth's drugs, like what the world is giving to you to try. I know a few people who, you know, do like party stuff, party drugs and whatnot, but they only do like natural drugs. They only do shrooms and they only do weed, which I think is a pretty cool approach. They don't even drink alcohol, which also, not to go on a tangent about alcohol, but alcohol is a poison.
Awful. I don't drink, so.
I try not to, but
Yeah.
I still do sometimes.
And it's so built into our community. You know what I mean? Like, drinking is glorified, and
It's a part of the culture, for
drugs
sure.
are glorified too, but I mean that's a whole nother debate. But like I do think what you're talking about with the studies about how specific earthbound drugs are earthbound. What do you mean earth derived? I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say.
Something like that.
But it is interesting to see like those studies coming out. So
Yeah, and they can be used in like healing practices and like medicine, especially like in small doses.
Yeah.
But let's
now we're going to a
change
much
topics.
lighter topic, or no?
Yeah, we are. We're gonna
Okay.
change topics.
No, because I was like, this looks cute.
I don't think I've talked about this before. AmeriCorps? AmeriCorps? Okay, so apparently, as an American, I don't really know this until I've seen it from like the outside world, but America has its own aesthetic, which I guess makes sense because there's a lot of things that are super American. Chinese influencers love AmeriCorps, and one of the trends that they're doing right now is school photos.
How funny. This is so funny.
The first type is the Korean. Chinese girls are going crazy for these ID photos. The first type is the Korean student photo. Most of these are done in a photo studio. The professionals will do your hair and makeup and fit you with a uniform. You get the retouched photo just 1 hour after shooting. The second type is the American student photo. There are a lot of tutorials on Xiaohongshu on how to take the photos at home and use Photoshop to add the background. The key points for the makeup is to add freckles and orange blush to the cheeks to get the look of sun-kissed skin. Props like a lollipop. And
They
the
look
hair
gorgeous.
headphones
Yeah,
are
they
from
look
apps.
amazing.
In their minds, American students
This is
are wild
so
and
funny though,
free,
because
so
these
they're
are
always
the
listening to music
Olay.
or
Do you remember
doing
the
bubble rooms at school.
OLAN or
Everyone
something
uses the
like
same
that?
template in beauty
No,
apps. Whether
it
the
was
photo
some
is
photo
Korean
company,
or
and they all had this
American style,
background.
Every girl is called Kendall, and her motto is "Life was like a box of chocolates."
Oh my gosh, and they have the quote
let me show you
underneath.
another one.
Do you guys still do that in high school? You guys have those photos.
I
still,
did have a
right?
quote in mind.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, that's funny though. We had to pay a lot for those photos, by the way. I don't know if y'all remember that. Remember you get them in a little folder? Is that above?
Yes.
Okay, I was like, we got them in a folder, yeah.
I'm just looking for another video. This one, I guess.
Since living or attending school
More
in America
examples
is still
of how
considered a
Chinese
privilege,
girls are doing
the
American Core.
influencers in China, they give multiple demo on how to take picture in Shanghai Costco and appear there in LA. They're being super serious, I'm not kidding. So yeah, this is America Core get exported. Let me read some of the description for you. America Core taking photo shoot guide. You will really feel like in a foreign country. Pretending in LA, look like foreign country. In general, East Asia still worship Europe or America. It still affects everybody, just like racism in America.
So they
It's
are
interesting.
they're taking photos at Costco?
It's a Costco in Shanghai, and they're pretending like they're actually in America.
That's funny.
I've seen others that it's like pumpkin patches. That
Yeah.
They're pretending like they're in like a fall pumpkin patch, and that there's actually cafes where it looks like camping, where they've like set up like little tents and stuff where you can get like American food there, and they'll just do photo shoots there.
Yeah.
It's cool. I think it's cool.
It is kind of funny. When I've gone to Europe, they have like American bars and stuff like that,
Oh,
or American
yeah.
burger places,
Yeah.
and it's always like funny to see how people think of us.
It is cool. But,
Ooh, Dolls Kill.
Yeah. Next topic.
Okay.
You had said something earlier though. I don't know if I addressed it.
I don't remember what was it.
Okay, whatever.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Okay, so you know about Doll's Kill.
Maybe there's something you're about to reveal. I've always been a big fan of their clothes. Why? So is something bad about to happen?
Okay.
Tell me. I want to know.
Okay, I can't believe I'm the one educating you on this.
Here
What?
is my honest review of Dolls Kill. So fun fact, when I first left uni and had a proper job for the first time, I began buying a lot of Dolls Kill because I did not know anything about them.
Yeah,
As
me
you
either.
should know, I no longer support Dolls Kill. I've been very vocal about it.
I no longer support
but
Dolls
as I was
Kill.
a big consumer of their products, I can comfortably
When I first
give you a
discovered
review.
them, I was
so my
obsessed.
Harajuku Raz
Me
bought
too.
the Sugar Thrills Fairy Walkers when they first came out. However, the eyelets on these shoes were atrocious. I wore these maybe 5 times before the eyelets began giving way and it no longer felt safe to do the laces up. Including shipping and import fees, these cost me the best part of £100. Let's talk about the fleeces. I got both of these secondhand for under £20 each. In terms of quality, they're alright, but the zipper on this one has already broken, and the coat is actually quite thin. On the Dolls Kill website, these fleeces go for around $80. This t-shirt
very
is secondhand
overpriced.
from Dolls Kill. And this design is kind of
There's
reminding
more.
me of loads of Harajuku
I don't know if she
brands
addresses
that have
it,
been
but I will
doing the
talk
teddy
about it.
design for years,
Yeah, I love this
including Travis
sweatshirt.
Tokyo and Avail. I'm not saying it's copied, but I am saying you could get the same quality, if not better, and a better design from Harajuku indie brands instead. I'd also find there'd be a lot of quality control issues, such as pom-poms being loose on an outfit. I even had my anime thigh-high boots come with mold on them. Dolls Kill is
What?
very expensive for what you get, and to be honest, I've made so many videos on great indie brands that have the same price point, if not a lot cheaper, that offer far better quality items. and
Okay,
I
I'm
highly
hitting up
recommend
her channel.
You rethink where you put your money.
Okay, she talks about the quality, which
Yeah.
is a great point. Dolls Kill steals from artists and is racist.
What?
And as a rave content creator, I see all of you people out there saying, I got this from Dolls Kill, I got this from Shein, and y'all need to stop. And it's pissing me off because both of those companies exploit their workers and are just bad. They're just bad companies that you gotta stop supporting.
What? So what are you trying to look up? What the?
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up next. Dolls Kill.
Because that was about the
Good.
quality, which I'll be honestly, what she was saying about the quality of Dolls Kill. That's why I've kind of stopped shopping there. I didn't know about these controversies though. Well, highly unethical. What?
Art theft, selling poor quality fast fashion products,
Yeah.
and breaking all ethical practices by promoting rape culture, racism, and mental illnesses. You name it, and they've done it all. So the question is not if Dolls Kill is bad, rather one must ask how Dolls Kill is bad.
Oh my gosh.
I constantly, well, not so much anymore because I just like avoid everything Dolls Kill, but I used to constantly see people like posting about how Dolls Kill was stealing their art, stealing like their like small business things and like making copies of it and like selling it mass produced and like not giving them
not
credit.
okay.
And then when the Black Lives Matter stuff was going on, the protests and everything, they made jokes. The like people who run Dolls Kill made jokes about it and didn't like support it basically. And they have like a history of saying things that are like quirky or supposed to be like funny jokes about like mental illness or like rape culture and stuff like that on their clothes.
Wow. What?
And it's like edgy but like in the wrong way. So if
Go back up to the examples.
well, art
It was
theft,
up here for the
pictures.
What the
See, a cut
is
above the
that
vest.
shirt?
And that's about like
Are you
self-harm.
joking me right now?
This one just says ADHD.
Dude, this is out of control. This is highly inappropriate. I mean, seeing this is really upsetting me, to be honest. I did not know
This
this.
is one of the ones that I saw a long time ago that they just like stole her design and then put it on a t-shirt.
Wow, that is so not okay.
Racist ideology. Dolls Kill's open support of the policy force during the Black Lives Matter movement is criticized harshly over the internet. People claim the brand promotes cultural appropriation using black culture as a commodity for sale. Images of products that blatantly promote racism, like the goth is white shirt, have popped up after the scandal, proving how black lives really don't matter for brands like Dolls Kill.
You need to do this TikTok. Well, actually, you will cut this TikTok.
Yeah, dead girls can't say no.
Yeah, this is
Dead girls can't.
not okay. I am literally
Goth
shocked.
is white, like
This
it's just
is not
it's
okay.
just
What?
constant.
I
And
can't even
they-
believe these are real right now.
And they don't take accountability for it at all. Like maybe I think they said sorry for the Black Lives Matter thing, but like, that was it. And like people constantly call them out about how horrible they are, and they just like turn a blind eye because guess what? They're still making money. They're still getting support.
They're making tons of money.
Because
Tons of money. Yeah.
They're making tons of money off of exploiting all of this fucking art and all of their models and all.
These shirts are not okay. The fact that they had shirts that had this.
If I was
on
this
it.
girl, why would you put this on? Like if I'm sorry, but like I know like you're doing a job as a model, but if I'm supposed to model a shirt that says "Dead Girls Can't Say No," I'm not fucking wearing that.
That's really bad.
I will leave.
Yeah, like honestly, some of these are like gutting me. I'm shocked at how bad this is.
Selling shirts like "Dead Girls Can't Say No" brought them immediate backlash as the community started boycotting its product. Clothing articles like ADHD and a cut above the rest. And its soap range claiming things like social anxiety smells like a list of pre-planned excuses.
These are really not
This
okay.
is horrible. I didn't know about some of these things. Very poor ratings when it comes to ethical selling. Releasing an official apology by the CEO in lieu of what was said by her during the Black Lives Matter movement, which they don't even say what she said, which was just not good. It has bad customer service, horrible quality of its products when compared to its pricing, along with the bad customer support and poor response to returns exchanges. In conclusion, we as consumers must make vigilant choices by avoiding brands that have practices like art theft, racism, rape culture, and sale of poor quality fast fashion products. Don't support Dolls Kill. And if you tell me that you bought this from Dolls Kill, I do judge you a little bit, honestly. Now you know.
I'm literally
Now you know.
shocked.
This is why people, they don't, in general public doesn't do this, but this is why people have to research what they're buying from. You have to know the company you're supporting. Like, I cannot personally blindly support anything unless I genuinely believe in its message and like what they stand for. Because there's so many brands. I don't buy from Shein either.
I think it's so different. So again, this is kind of a millennial, Gen Z kind of difference. Like, back in the day, we went to a mall. Like,
I know.
we didn't have
it's different
this.
these days.
It's
the internet has opened up the like way for this to like be a thing, because also like back in, like, Hot Topic is also a shitty company, but you don't know that either, and that's a mall store, right? And I actually didn't know that until, like, a couple of months ago, and I was still buying from up until then.
Yeah.
If you just don't know, you just don't know.
You should make that a TikTok.
But
you should make that a TikTok, revealing these companies back. Like, if someone did a TikTok on this, I would have been. I mean, you even telling me this right now, I'm
TikToks.
shocked.
And then this is an ad, but like these Emiol brands, like you probably see them like on Instagram ads and stuff. Those are all just like dropship and art theft companies that are just stealing designs and reselling shit. Don't support any of that. Like you have to do research on the company that you're buying from. You have to. Because there are so many, there's just like an oversaturation of content and of products and of clothing and of everything. And there's so many bad people in the world that just don't care about anything except making money. So yeah.
What she said.
Yeah.
I'm glad I could tell you. I haven't bought Dolls Kill in years, and to be honest, it was because it was really expensive, and I was like, I just can't justify paying this.
It was just like there wasn't many other places to find like good like alternate clothing that was like not too expensive that like you didn't have to like go digging for. So when Dolls Kill started becoming a thing, I loved it because I would go through the whole entire site and make a wish list of everything I liked on the site and be like 300 items, and then I'd shop from that. And I still have some of the things because like I'm not gonna get rid of them. Like some of them, I have this like plaid skirt that I still have from Dolls Kill, but like and they like sell Demonias and like other good brands.
Yeah.
I also really, really hope that someday these brands will stop partnering with them, realizing what a horrible company they are. Because I love Demonias, but I hate Dolls Kill.
Yeah.
You know?
I love Demonias. So I'm like, I don't know. This is a whole millennial Gen Z thing, like where millennials need to start looking into what they're buying from. Because I just don't think that was really a thing for us. You know what I mean? So like, this
goes along with you saying that like, Gen Z is just so much more like vocal. About everything.
Also, you're aware though.
Yeah.
I think we're moving
I think
way too fast over here.
A lot of it has to do with we grew up with the internet. I grew up owning a laptop when I was 8 years old.
That's insane.
I had a MySpace at 10 years old.
Yeah.
Like I went on like Zwinky and IMVU and Club Penguin and all of this stuff and would spend my time just like looking stuff up and being on social media all the time. As a kid, and like Tumblr, and like learning all this stuff up till now, it just like really radicalizes you if you just spend that much time online. Really, it can radicalize you in the good way or the conspiracy way.
Oh goodness,
the QAnon way. But it didn't do that to me, thank God.
I'm happy for that too.
But yeah, don't support Dolls Kill. Don't support Shein. I don't think I need to say anything more about that.
Yeah, that was wild.
Last thing that we'll talk about, because we only got a couple minutes left.
We should call this podcast Rabbit Hole.
Okay.
I feel like every time we get in a rabbit hole.
That probably
too funny.
Would be better than For You page.
That's okay. Well, whatever.
All right,
we'll think of marketing
This one's
later.
kind of long, so we're just going to watch this.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, like a lot of people, I saw this video from this creator talking about how some people have smartphone face, and the example that she uses that is also cited in the article is the cast of Daisy Jones in The Six. A lot of people said that the actors' faces didn't feel like they belonged in the 70s. Particularly Camilla Morone, a lot of people said that her face just doesn't look like it belongs in that decade because she looks too much like an Instagram model. It reminded me of a tweet I saw a few months ago where someone was like, oh my god, Madeline Klein's face is so old Hollywood, and all of the replies were like, no it's not. And that's not an insult to Madeline at all. Like, she's beautiful, but this is definitely the face of someone that knows what Instagram is. Okay, now this is a period piece face. I can believe that Keira Knightley was like in the 1800s. Saoirse Ronan also has features that make me believe her character when I see her in a different time period. But Blake Lively does not, and I feel like people may disagree with me just because everyone always says that she has such an old Hollywood sort of beauty. But I don't know, maybe this one is just like a personal thing to me.
She's just so like 2000s
I have a hard time viewing her as anyone.
So like
Blake Lively's very 2000s, yeah.
Like in this picture, it's from the Age of Adeline, which is supposed to be set in the 1930s. And all I'm looking at here is Serena van der Woodsen on the steps of the Met. Some people don't think that Anya Taylor-Joy has a period piece face, but I disagree. With the right costume design, I can believe it. Like, I'm looking at her and I'm like, okay, I could see her dying of the Black Plague. Okay, now this is one where I could be being biased because personally, I believe Mia Goth has an old-timey face. But also, anytime I see her, I just think of this tweet where someone said that her voice sounds like a child who pickpockets people on the streets of London in 1894. So anytime I see her, I just think of that. Like she just kind
She
of
does
has
have an
the
old
vibe
face.
of a little chimney sweep.
Not like an old
Florence
face, but
Pugh
like...
is a bit of a controversial one because I don't think she explicitly has an old-timey face, but I feel like she's period piece passing. Like if you dress her up,
This is
you're gonna
wild.
feel
Isn't it so
like
interesting?
Wild,
You're
yeah.
like, yeah, that makes sense. I don't believe Ben Affleck's face in any period other than now. But James McAvoy, yes, I do believe it.
This is
Bridgerton
funny.
isn't really
Isn't
meant to
it-
be
isn't
historically
she right,
accurate.
though?
So I
Like,
would
all
suspend
these
my disbelief when
analyses
I
are
watch
so
the show.
right.
But I believe this face has an iPhone, and you can't convince me otherwise.
Oh, it does.
It's weird because I have said before that Timothy's face reminds me of a sickly Victorian child. But there's also something about it that feels a little modern. Maybe it's because every time I see him, I just think of Timmy Tim.
But yeah, so I think that you have a face that could definitely be like any time period.
Really?
Yeah, like
Thanks.
I imagine you like in Hawaii, I guess, just like on the beach.
I am 10% Samoan, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll take it. I see, like, you in the future.
like you have a future face.
No, you have a future face. Like, you'd be like an alien or like an
Anya.
AI girl or something like that. Like, you'd be like, hello, welcome to... You'd be like a Cortana
Hello.
or something.
Thank you for watching For You Page Podcast. We will see you next time.